Triple Fivers, cheers! It's time once again for our holiday gear of the year. Me talking about the gear that I enjoyed the most, carried the most, and found the most interesting for 2018, which is quickly coming to a close. So stay tuned to hear about what I enjoyed, and please do let me know in the comments below what you enjoyed. I'd actually like to make a second follow-up video this year where I talk about everything that you all enjoyed, and I'll explain how I'm going to do that at the end of the video here, so please stay tuned. Before we get into the heavy hitters, I want to just highlight one indispensable piece of gear for me that's always on my dresser, and that is a nice little gear carry caddy. This is a Scout Leather Co. Faux crocodile leather caddy, and I just simply used it every single day. It's awesome to be able to dump my gear in, and we are going to fill it up right now. All right, probably my most worn watch in 2018 was my notorious Rolex Air King. Just a beautiful watch, even though it was in and out of the shop a lot. And the way that these old oyster bracelets just melt into your wrist is unlike anything else in the watch world. So although I wore this watch a lot, really enjoyed it, it's not my choice for watch of the year, even though it was the one I wore the most. You probably guessed it from the thumbnail, but yes, of course, the Hamilton Khaki Field Mechanical hand winding, the newly released 2018 version, which really harkens back to the original, and this version in particular with the H50 movement, which has an amazing 80-hour power reserve, is my choice for wristwatch of the year. Unsurprisingly, this watch is just an incredible pleasure to wear on the wrist. It's so tiny and thin, 38mm size, 20mm lugs, extremely versatile, and well under $1,000 for a price point. It's very accessible for any level of collector. This is also an awesome candidate for the one watch type of guy, so can't recommend this Hamilton Khaki enough. Full review is yet forthcoming. I did the unboxing if you wanted to come check that out, but do stay tuned for the full review. It's not a perfect watch in every respect, but it's pretty dang amazing and an amazing all-arounder. If I was a richer guy, probably my choice for watch of the year would be the Black Bay 58 from Tudor. Definitely a beautiful watch and seems to be the current inheritor of the old school Submariner spirit. Really a cool watch, amazing looks, amazing size, and one I would love to maybe add to the collection someday, but right now I am pretty happy with the Ranger. So anyway, top choice of the watch is this Hamilton Khaki. My most carried knife for 2018 was the small Sebenza 21 from Knife Art with the gorgeous carbon fiber scale. Not a surprise here, a classic knife for sure. Seems to be aging gracefully. Definitely have a fair amount of patina on the scales. And the knife as a whole has just been a real pleasure to carry. It's broken in fantastically, as you might expect. Really a nice knife. But my favorite knife of 2018 was actually this one that just arrived in December, which is the ZT-0470. A Sienkiewicz design by ZT, made in the USA with fantastic 20 CV steel. Riding on bearings, it's a flipper, frame lock. Great knife, look for a full review on it. Long and short is, this was just a great balance of cool and futuristic Sienkiewicz style of design, but still being like a knife that I would actually EDC. As you can see, it has really nice ergonomics in the hand here, and has a reasonable weight and blade length. Like I said, look for the full review on this knife forthcoming, but just a real beauty from ZT in a real bumper crop year for good knives, especially if you're into alternative branding. In particular, Massdrop was one that I was watching closely. Tons of very interesting knife releases from Massdrop if you're into EDC knives, beyond your standard Benchmade, Spyderco, ZTs, etc. All the knives from Massdrop have really been kind of an embarrassment of riches, actually, for me. I didn't know if I wanted the Laconical Keen or the Ferrum Forge We Knives Gent, or some of the crazier knives from Tashi. There was just some really interesting knives that were brought to the table thanks to Massdrop, and they'll probably be finding their way here eventually, but I just couldn't decide which ones I liked, and so I'm not in any hurry to get them, since it's no goal on this channel to be exhaustive and to cover every single thing as they're coming to market. I just bring you the stuff that I really want myself, and the ZT-0470 though was one that as soon as it came out I was like, yeah, I've got to have this. This is just amazing. And I was able to get it from, whoop, almost dropped a knife, that'd be great. Almost dropped this knife, which I got from Knife Art, and it was definitely my main Christmas package opener. Really beautiful, great EDC knife, great weight. So easily the favorite knife of mine this year for 2018, amongst a lot of other great choices. And if you're not happy with this choice, for sure check out the incredible resurgence of knife channels in 2018. A big surprise, frankly, to me, given how YouTube is cracking down. But I like Cedric and Ed Outdoors. Of course, Nick is so prolific and has great insights on his reviews. And there's plenty of other interesting knife channels out there too. So anyway, kudos to all the hardcore knife guys for bringing the huge quantity of knife reviews to the table. And for me, this ZT-470 was my personal favorite for the year. Really a cool knife. Look for a full review coming up. As much of a bumper crop as it was for knives this year, it was an incredibly boring year for multi-tools. So I just kept finding myself reverting back to good old Victorinox SD for my little EDC multi-tool. And as much as the Alox versions are the cool ones, I was often carrying ones with a toothpick just because that is handy. So anyway, not much to say for multi-tools this year, unfortunately, but I'm continuing to regularly carry this little Victorinox Classic. For flashlights, once again, my most carried flashlight was by default this Prometheus Beta QR version 2 with the quick release clip. It's funny that I mess up the words there, because I also found that the clip itself was weakening quite a bit this year. The spring is just finally starting to show some wear, and so this thing did fall off quite a bit. My most carried flashlight after the Beta QR was the McGizmo Sapphire, which I'm just showing you because it's such a beautiful little light. It just has one single setting. Such a beautiful little titanium barrel here too. Really a nice light. As you guys can tell, I am a single cell AAA fan, which is what both of these lights are. And for 2017, I was really just content with these flashlights. The newest versions that had come out in 2017 didn't interest me. In 2018, though, there was a rise of rechargeable iterations of very nice micro lights. In particular, the Olight S1R was one that there was a second version of that looked really cool. Fenix released some competition as well. That was the E16. And then there have been some other micro companies that the legendary Tony Scolambrini on Everyday Commentary has managed to capture my interest with. The company is Frelux, and they have an interesting light called the Synergy. There's definitely some great new flashlights out on the market beyond just the single cell AAA format, which is what I prefer for EDC flashlights. And I definitely encourage you to check out Everyday Commentary if you want to see some of the newer products on the market in that area. And I'd love to hear from you too if you have a EDC flashlight that you recommend. But I don't really have a new flashlight of the year choice in front of you, unfortunately. Although if I had to pick one, it would probably just be the Olight S1R, which they continue to make awesome improvements on. But I haven't had a chance to take a look at the Fenix E16 or some of the other flashes I mentioned, which I think are real competition. Probably the most interesting story of the year was that 4.7s was acquired by Jason of Prometheus Lights, and so I expect that that's going to really be a beautiful cross-pollination where we're going to see a lot of high-quality lights coming from 4.7s in the upcoming year. Let me know if you'd like to see more flashlight reviews here on the channel. It's definitely not the highest area of priority for me to be updating because there's so many great flashlights on the market. You can practically pick a flashlight design from 2 or 3 years ago and they're still going to be excellent as I have, especially with this Beta QR. But there does seem to be some real improvements out there, and rechargeable micro flashlights seem to be a real step forward. So I expect to bring some of those lights to the table in the upcoming year. If you had asked me early 2018 what my favorite piece of gear was that I had reviewed, it would have definitely been this Douglas Field L lighter, an incredibly impeccably finished and manufactured Japanese lighter. Go watch my video if you want to hear about my woes trying to find a decent lighter. This has solved them all. I don't have fluid in it currently, unfortunately, just haven't been smoking a whole lot. I'm not a regular smoker, but this is a little work of art that I am absolutely proud to have in my gear collection, and it is truly a stunning lighter in its own right in brass. Really a great one, and does complement my favorite pipe that I got in 2018. This is a Boswell pipe. Just look at the gorgeous straight grains on this pipe. Really a beautiful custom pipe from Boswell. Look at that beauty. Decent size, not huge. Hand signed on the bottom. Really a fantastic smoker. So for those special occasions, a quality pipe is indispensable, and definitely a great excuse for leisure as well. So having a beautiful pipe is something that just a joy to have. So one sort of side vein, not exactly hardcore EDC, but a gear item that I greatly enjoyed. For wallets in 2018, again, you didn't see anything new come across the channel because I've just been so happy with this Das Offene Meer Gundeck wallet. This is the original version. There's since been some newer versions, but you know how it is. You get used to carrying one thing and it works for you, and you enjoy the patina and character that it gets over time. And this wallet here is pretty much at maximum capacity, but I've just been really happy with it and just don't have any complaints whatsoever. As you can see, the way it's designed is you have a main compartment for all of the things that you're not usually using in this time of the year, Christmas time. You can imagine it's chock full of gift certificates and coupons and who knows what else. And then the front compartment has the main things that you want to put in there. I have my driver's license and my main credit card. But really an awesome design that I still really love. I will be featuring a newer version of this wallet on my channel in the future, so stay tuned for that. Alright guys, we're getting a little bit into the ephemera here, definitely not talking straight gear at this point, but hey, I'm just trying to show you some of the stuff that I was interested in and enjoyed this year. And I have to give credit to Dave over at Fragrance Bros for getting me interested in fragrances this year. And in particular, I've really been enjoying this Creed Aventus, really a gorgeous smelling boutique or niche fragrance. I'm a budding fragrance guy. I do find that it seems to have a positive impact for what that's worth, and this Creed Aventus is just the king of my fragrance collection, modest as it is. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see any fragrance videos or me talking about my journey into fragrances, and let me know if you have any fragrances that you're regularly using as well. One major upgrade I made this year to my YouTube production gear was a proper lightweight tripod, and this is the Manfrotto Befree. Just notice how small and compact this is for a full-size tripod. Notice how the head tucks in with the legs for easy transport, and I'm sticking my arm way out here. It has really revolutionized how easy it is for me to make videos on the go. And after using a big aluminum Manfrotto tripod for a number of years, this has been very liberating and has allowed me to make more videos. It's funny how one thing can just get in the way of making content. So if you're not familiar with Manfrotto, they're an Italian brand. They make very nice, high quality, professional and semi-professional tripods. The Befree line is definitely more of a recreational line, but this has nice lightweight carbon fiber legs and very high quality materials, and I've really enjoyed this tripod. So helpful for making videos when I'm on the go. Guys, if you're still here, thanks so much for watching, and as you know, I like to finish my Gear of the Year video with a choice beverage that I enjoyed anew for the year, and that definitely goes to Glenlivet First Fill 12 Year, a new release, a limited release from the Glenlivet, and this one is just much cleaner. It's got a more articulate flavor profile, comes off as really wonderful apple fruits, apple crisp, nice spices, no edges whatsoever. Definitely an improvement over the regular 12 year. Really a nice introduction to the distillery character of the Glenlivet. Really an improvement in my opinion over the regular 12 year. First fill just means that they're put directly into whiskey casks after they are used for bourbon, and so some of the distillate character comes out a little bit more strongly because you have less of a sherry influence, but it doesn't come off as witty, doesn't come off as kind of overly cask forward. Really a clean, light, great drinking 12-year-old, and my favorite new single malt scotch that I tried this year. I recommend you check it out, and do look for a full review on this one coming up. I do intend to roll out scotch videos here and there in the upcoming year. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed Gear of the Year 2018 here on 555 Gear. Please do give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and hit subscribe. If you would like to be in part 2 of this video, then I would like you to email me either a photo with a description or a video with you voicing over your favorite Gear of the Year. I want to invite anyone who's a subscriber here to do this, and the way to get me either of those is to email me directly at 555 with the number 5, not 5 the word, gear@gmail.com, and I'll just put it in my description as well. Again, 555gear@gmail.com is my channel email, and that's the best way to get me your submission for Gear of the Year 2018. And I'll put together the subscriber fan video sometime early January. Well, that's about it, guys. Those are my main choices for the year. Lots of great new gear out there. Lots of stuff that I wasn't able to get across the table, but I would love to. If you want to consider supporting the channel, I would really appreciate it. The best way to help me is by actually becoming a member on Patreon. I have a few and proud members on my Patreon, but I am posting unique content there regularly, and it is a great way for you to find out my inside scoop on videos if you want to come and support me for the upcoming year. And I do intend to be making regular videos and bring regular content regardless. So thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much for your thumbs up and your subscription. Hey guys, just editing the video here, and I decided that I want to add a memorial tribute to Derrick Bohn of Knife Shift Free, who brought us Northwoods knives, one of the best new brands in traditional knives ever, and has also provided a tremendous amount of great videos here on YouTube. Was one of my favorite knife guys to watch, especially in traditional circles. And of course, Knife Shift Free was a really and still is a really excellent knife retail company. I'm going to include tributes to gear enthusiasts who have passed on in future Gear of the Year videos. So anyway, rest in peace, Derrick, and thanks for everything.